Hi there, Pat Tasker, your local market expert. I have that update as promised with a lot of information. I'm going to try to get it into a shorter video as possible, but I have a lot of good statistics for those who are wondering. Everyone's like, what is going on with the market? So I think you're going to be really surprised when you hear. And I do want to preface it all by saying that we are an essential business deemed by the state of Wisconsin, and I'd also like to say what an essential client would be, and that those are the people who are out looking at houses under safe precautions and rules that we now have in place for safe showings. Essential clients would be sellers who have moved to another state for a job. They have an empty house here and they have to get it sold. They don't want to keep paying monthly bills on that house. Another essential type of a client would be someone who is moving here for a job starting in a month or two and has to find a place to live, or someone who's in a lease and has to be out by a certain time. So those are people. It has certainly whittled our market down, and you're going to see that in my statistics I'm going to share. To just essential, really, buyers who are certainly very motivated to buy something. So first, we'll talk about rates. The rates are good. They're under 4. We've had a roller coaster over the last 2 weeks. We were up as high, we were down as low as 2.9 about 3 weeks ago. The following Friday, we were at 5 and a quarter for some rates. Those were for some unusual circumstances, but now they're back down under 4, and the rates are really good. As far as traffic goes, I'm going to use my notes a lot, so I might be checking those. But traffic, so we have a really good resource in Showing Time, our national platform for logging showings. Many companies use these, so the numbers are pretty good indicators what's going on. And let's just say up until February, our market was super stable. It was just really rolling along, doing really well. And then in March, the beginning of March, the week of March 8th to the 14th, we were having showings, 30% more showings that week than the same week in March of 2019. Go to the next week, March 15th to the 21st, we were 15% above. That was the week when people started hearing things like the NBA is shutting down, spring training is canceled, March Madness is canceled, Elton John's canceled. All these big things were canceled. Then school started canceling for a few days. Go to the next week. That was last week, March 22nd to 27th. And that's when many municipalities, many states closed down, stay at home, work from home, school from home. Some universities, like our University of Wisconsin-Madison, they're not even going back. They're going to finish this way. So traffic in that week, last week, went to minus 25% over the last year. So quite a drop, but that was going from all of the buyers out there to essential buyers that were looking at homes. And the fact that buyers are finding other ways to look at homes through video tours, and they're doing that instead of going in person. The portals, the national portals like Realtor.com, those national ones were down 28%. Believe it or not, you think the traffic would be up. Zillow was down 30%, a lot of odd things going on there. And then Shore West was up 55%. So people are staying local and they're looking at our website, and time spent per visit is up. They're staying on longer because they're looking at those pictures so much longer instead of coming out to take a look. So the message there is consumers are definitely out there. They're just not in person. They are looking online. Then let's go to activity. So what has happened as far as listings? So in the 7 days of last week, we had 330 new listings. 26 of them were delayed. So that means they weren't even showing yet. They were out there, but they weren't showing yet. So we're going to look at the other 304. So I divided them into sections by price range, and under $250,000 of the 152 new listings, 55 of them went under contract or pending in that week. They sold in the first week. 36% of those listings sold in the first week. From the price range of 250 to 500, 118 new listings, 32 of them went under contract or pending last week, which is 27%. So that shows you those buyers are out there. Those buyers don't typically worry about stock market, but they worry about jobs. But if they are in a stable job, they're still out there, and that's a good amount of movement. Over 500, not quite as great of a number there. 30 new listings, and only one lucky person in Brookfield got an accepted offer. So that price point is definitely showing the stress, concern of stock market, that kind of thing. On the other hand, many people invested in the stock market are now switching over to investing in real estate for the stability. So the question that I hear a lot is, do I think the spring market's going to just fade away? Are we going to lose it? Are we going to slide it into summer and fall? What's going to happen there? And really, it's going to depend on what does how long does this last? So I've listened to a lot of experts in the last week. I get a lot of good information. I'm well connected to the sources to find what's going on. And depending how long this virus and the shutdowns last, most people are saying we're going to have a V recovery. So instead of going down and slowly coming out like we did before, we're going to come down fast like a tennis ball, bounce right back up once those lifts are put on for, stay at home. So they think that it will be fast because it really happened fast, and it's not. The housing industry didn't cause this. It's a unique situation. So the stimulus plan is there to help the people in those jobs, which are like bartenders, restaurant, airline, hotel workers. But people in regular jobs, they expect those. There was a survey done by Price Waterhouse, so the 50 leading leaders in cross-section of industry, and 66% of them said we will be back up and running in less than a month. 90% of them said within 1 to 3 months, so we can be back up and running. So the numbers are good there. They look good. We'll come back. Another way to look at it is if you look at how we look at movies now. We used to watch a movie on a tape, on a VCR. Some of you may not even know what that is, sadly, but if you took and smashed that VCR, it would take you quite a while to ever fix that and bring it back to play that movie again. But today we do the streaming, and there's a glitch, the movie stops, you reconnect, start it over, and it's back up. So it's that V recovery, and that's what they're predicting it would be like. And history does show that pandemics are usually V-shaped. They're caused quickly by something that provides little damage to the economy, but or to home prices. And so based on the fact we have shortage of inventory, meaning not enough houses to start with, we have good prices and great interest rates, and fairly good job stability, with the exception of those industries hit hard now by this. So if you listen to the experts like Goldman Sachs, where America's wealthiest people have, I don't know how many millions, billions invested in them, but that's what they're predicting. And so the one thing I want to leave with you is stay positive, be prepared, be safe, and just rely on facts and not, fake TV, that kind of stuff. So I'm here for you if you have any specific questions. If you want me to drill down these numbers for your community, your neighborhood, I'm happy to do that. Pat Tasker, your local real estate expert.